part of the Press Play Podcast Network.
The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a drive to deep right. Away back. Goal!
And with that hammy call, it is time for another episode of the Swing and a Try podcast, part of the Press Play Podcast Network. I am your host, Mike Voorhees, and back in the saddle again, Brent Spillin. B Spills, welcome back.
Hey, it is good to be back with you, brother. I'm back, baby. But just a shout out to the Brian Shaw, man. Dude holds it down while I was gone.
He filled in admirably.
He's a blast having him on the show. He's blast filling in for me, so I appreciate that. I appreciate him for doing that. And how you doing, man? It's been a little bit. What's going on? I had some things going on. Unfortunately, I couldn't talk with you last time, but what's up?
Nothing, man. High school football in full swing. This Friday, I will be at Hall of Fame Stadium, Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio, for the McKinley Bulldogs and my alma mater, the Green Bulldogs, battling it out Friday night. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
That's right. The color man.
Yes, sir.
On the radio. I love that. Love that.
Being trained to be a play-by-play guy, because eventually that is the goal for next season, is to have me do play-by-play. So.
All right. Well, that's awesome. But I guess we'll have to shift here from high school football and talk a little professional baseball and our Cleveland Indians, who are just kind of stringing along some games, just trying to get through the season. We'll put it that way.
I think let's use the term limp.
There we go.
They're just limping through, man. I mean, for those of you, when Brent was out, Brian Shaw filled in admirably. Love having him on the show. A lot of insight, a lot of stats, that guy. He knows his stuff. But the Indians, obviously, they're not making the playoffs, guys. I hate to say it. I'll go out on a limb and I'll say it. I guarantee the Indians don't make the playoffs.
Well, hold on, Mike. You said you're going to go out on a limb.
I am.
That'd be like somebody saying like bold prediction, like the weakest bold prediction ever. Indians are going to not make the playoffs.
Hey, there's time. The Indians have some games. I mean, they could win out. I'm not saying it's not impossible, but it's not possible.
This isn't what 2013 season that was when they won 10 games in a row and played Tampa in the first round with Danny Salazar pitching.
Yeah. And we lost. Yeah.
Wasn't that it? Was that 13?
I think so. I just saw the, where was I? I remembering that season. Like, that was insane. No, it was 20. Wasn't it? Because Jay Bruce was here and all that. It was.
No, that was just only a few years ago.
Yeah. It was only a few years ago when we won 23 games in a row.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the end of the season when they won 10 in a row to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not doing that.
Game.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing.
They're not doing that. So the Indians, as of today, they are 70-73. 3 games under 500.
They've had a lot of losses, I think, last time we spoke.
They have not seemed to get out of the losing skid here. From our last 10 games, the Indians have won 3 out of 10. So not great. We did win 3 in a row after we beat the Royals at the end of August, beginning of September.
That's right. Royals, baby. Let's play them every game.
There are Detroit of last year when we owned Detroit. Then we had 3 against Boston. We only were able to win 1 of those games. We got 3. We lost 3 out of 4 to Minnesota. And then we just got swept by the Brewers. And that wasn't even a contest. It was 24-4. That's the total runs scored of that 3-game series. 24-4.
I feel like it was done after we got swept by Minnesota, to be honest. I mean, after we lost the first 2 to Minnesota, I was like, whoop, donezo.
Yeah, just this team can't seem to. I mean,
no, we won the last one on that.
We won the series finale 4-1. But yeah, it just the Indians. They're 10 games out of the wild card. They're 11.5 games out of the division. I think there's no way this team's making the playoffs.
You're about to say, I think You almost said you're about to say I think they're done.
I want to be as positive as possible because
like
miracles do happen. But unfortunately, I don't think this team can overcome all of their injuries. Not having Tito, we can't seem to field a baseball properly as of late. Our fielding has just been awful. We can't get hits when we need them. It's just too many obstacles to be Spills. Too many obstacles.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of you because this season has not been what we expected. I mean, kind of what we expected. We actually kind of predicted this, but as they started winning a little bit, we thought they'd keep it going. But listen, you're always typically Mr. Negative. But you turn. I think you're little Mr. More Positive now. I'm trying to think of a better name than Mr. Positive, but
we're
Frankie.
He was
Mr. Smiles. Mr. Smiles.
Yeah, Mr. Smile.
But so if that's what we get away from this season, that you're a little more positive about our team, great. That's what we do this for, Mike. That's weird though. Only a couple more weeks of the Indians, then they're the Guardians.
Yeah, so next weekend is the final homestand for the Cleveland Indians. They will finish the season on the road, ending in Texas the first week of October. And then we're home for the playoffs because they're not going. And then next year, obviously, the Indians no longer exist. They are now the Cleveland Guardians, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around that whole thing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's going to be weird getting used to that. It's going to take some time, just like Washington football team. Took a little time, trying to get used to that. I'd say I know we haven't spoken a while, at least on, recordings, that is.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Indians had about 14 no-hitters against them since we've last talked. Why do I feel like they keep getting no-hit?
Well, all right. So are we talking technical no-hitters that are recognized by Major League Baseball, or are we talking overall through the season? Because
no, it doesn't matter.
The Indians have actually been no-hit 3 times. I actually count 4, but the Major League Baseball does not recognize a 7th inning doubleheader no-hitter back on July 7th against the Rays, where the Rays used 5 pitchers and no-hit us. But I'm a stats guy. I think that counts. I'm going to say that the Indians have been no-hit 4 times now this year.
Isn't the record, didn't they just with 3, those 3 that they recognized? Isn't that an MLB record?
That's the first time that a team has been no-hit 3 times in the same season. Let's recap them real quick.
Oh yeah, please. Please take a lot of time doing that.
April 14th versus the White Sox. Carlos Rodon was brilliant. May 7th versus the Reds. Journeyman Wade Miley defeated us with a no-hitter. And then just a few days ago, on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, the Indians are no-hit by the Brewers. It is a combined no-hitter. Corbin Burns goes 8 innings of no-hit ball. And then Josh Hader slams the door for a save, but it is a combined no-hitter.
Well, why do they call it that? Why do they count that as a no-hitter when it was 2 pitchers? I know it's 9 innings.
Because it's a 9-inning game. I think that's why Major League Baseball recognizes it.
It shouldn't be counted as in first time in MLB history that a team, has been no-hit 3 times. Like that shouldn't count towards that stat.
Nah.
It should be like team combined no-hitter or something. Maybe that. I don't like that.
Corbin Burns, the thing that gets me is he was dominant as all get out. I had the game on the radio. We were doing some traveling on the Saturday, and I was listening to the game on the radio, and Corbin Burns was lights out. Just the ball was moving around for him. He made the Indians hitters look absolutely foolish. And then after he got out of the 8th inning, and I saw that they had Josh Hader warming up in the bullpen, I thought, why would you take him out of the game? Why wouldn't you let him finish a no-hitter?
Yeah, why didn't they?
He had thrown 100. I think he was up to like 113 pitches.
Oh,
I know that they're he's their best pitcher. He's by far one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. I know they're more worried about their playoff run, but I'm sorry. If I'm a major league pitcher and I have an opportunity to throw a no-hitter,
yeah, let him go.
I want it. I can take an extra day's rest. It's after September. Teams have more players. You can run with a 6-man rotation. Give me an extra day's rest. I want the no-hitter. I want to be recognized because now it's not so much. It's a combined no-hitter. I have to share it with somebody else. It just doesn't have the same, meaning to me, I think.
Gotcha.
But do you want to hear the greatest stat of all, Brent?
Hit me with it.
Of the three no-hitters that the Indians have had this year, we had the same starting pitcher in all 3 of those games. Would you like to take a guess at who that was?
Well, I already know. So you just go ahead and say it.
Zach Plesac, Mr. I'm going to hurt my thumb when I take my shirt off. That made me laugh. That's
so weird. That's such a weird, it means nothing, but it's just interesting. Isn't
it? Poor guy. I mean, that sucks to be him. It really does.
It does.
But yeah, the Indians now 3 no-hitters. We are the first team in Major League Baseball to have 3 no-hitters thrown against us in the same year. It just goes to show you that baseball has changed. I think now we're up to 9 no-hitters this year, which is that's a ton.
It is.
Baseball has changed. And that was even before the whole sticky stuff. And, I mean, baseball's changed. It's not what it used to be. It's not your grandpa's baseball. It's not the juiced era where guys are hitting 50 and 60 home runs, although we've got a few that are coming close. I think Shohei Ohtani and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. are way up there in home runs now.
45 or 46 or something like that.
Something, and it's fine. Great.
Yeah, I will say, speaking of pitching and pitchers, I will say that's one thing I kind of feel confident about is this pitching staff, which we say it all the time, but even towards the end of the season, as we keep losing, most of them are low scoring games.
Right.
There's a couple blowouts there, but those are guys pitching that probably won't be pitching the major league level when our starters are healthy. Savali got roughed up a little bit, but wasn't that his second start since his injuries?
He's going to. I mean, you're gonna have off nights.
But McKenzie's pitching great. You know what I mean? Quantrill.
Al Quantrill has been the eyebrow raiser for me.
Plesac been so, but man, you get Bieber back and Savali, add those 5 guys. Woo wee! Maybe spend a couple more on a few dollars on the payroll,
Well, so did you hear that Major League Baseball is looking to make not a ceiling, but $100 million
cap?
Well, no, a bare minimum. So you have to spend at least
a floor, a
floor. That's what it is. Yeah. So $100 million has been proposed. Do you see, because right now the Indians are at about 44 million, 45 million. So that's 55 million more dollars. I think we'd have to get a minority owner.
Yeah.
I think some things would have to happen in order for the Dolans to fork out that kind of money. But I mean, I think it forces teams like the Orioles and the Pirates and the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, teams that have not been competitive. It kind of forces you to spend money. It forces you to be competitive so that you can chase teams like the Giants and the Yankees and the Dodgers and these teams that spend 200, 250. I think the Dodgers payroll this year is over 300 million.
I don't know. It's crazy high though.
And they're not even a division. They're not even leading the division right now.
Yeah.
It's baseball is different. It's changing. I mean, obviously, we need to do we'll do a recap as soon as the season is over. Maybe we'll talk to B. Shaw. He can hit us up with some stats.
Yeah, a stat guy
to make us laugh. He is the official Swing in a Tribe MLB podcast statistician. That's the title I've given him. I mean, obviously, we'll wrap the season up, and then we're not the Indians anymore, Brent. I mean,
I know it's weird, and
we got to talk about that. Like, we're gonna have to change the name of the podcast. I mean, we got some work to do.
Yeah, everything. It's gonna be interesting, but
it's gonna be an interesting off season.
Yeah, we'll get into a little bit more of that next time because really not too much going on lately, and maybe something will surprise us by the next time we talk, and then we'll wrap the season up here shortly. But it's good to be back, though. It's good to see you. Good chatting with you again, buddy.
So I want to see something. I want to see how many games are left in the season. I had that number, and then I forgot.
Okay.
So as I pull this up here, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Waiting for the web page to load. All right, so we have 1 today against Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have 3 against the Yankees, so that's 4 games.
Good math.
And then we have 4 games against Kansas City, so that's 8 games.
Okay.
And then we have 5 games against Chicago White Sox. Because they're going to play. Yep, they're going to have to play a doubleheader because of a makeup game from June 2nd. Yes, so what 13, are we up to? That's 13. 3 against Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 against Texas. So a grand total of.
What's 13 plus 6, Mike?
19 games.
There we go. So
hey, the Indians could shock the world.
Here you go. Got it. There you go.
What do we do? What do we do if the Indians make the playoffs, Brent? I think we need to do something crazy if they make the playoffs.
I can't even entertain that right now. If they were playing hot baseball and playing well and had our whole Bieber was back and everyone's there ready to go.
Rumor has it that Shane Bieber may rejoin the team within the next week or so.
But playing the White Sox 5 games and the Yankees 3 and we're 10 games out of a wild card, like.
But
you'd have to win all 13.
Well, because we're not. The Yankees are the Yankees and the White Sox would be the only 2 teams that we're playing that are in the playoffs, that are in the playoff picture. So the Yankees currently have they are tied for the 2nd wild card spot with Boston.
Yeah.
So we could play spoiler. I mean, if nothing else, we can play spoiler. I mean, I don't think anybody wants the Yankees to make the playoffs. So let's sweep the Yankees. Let's do something fun.
Hey, that would be nice. That would be nice.
Tomorrow night, I'll be representing us, Brent, at the Akron Rubber Ducks baseball game as the Rubber Ducks are inching ever so closely to a playoff berth. Their magic number is, I believe, 4 games.
There you go.
They start a 3-game series tonight or yesterday. I think it was tonight. 3-game series against the team in 3rd place. Only a game and a half separates 1st and 3rd. So it's going to, at least we have some playoff baseball for minor league.
Yeah, I went to a game a couple weeks ago when there was a Friday night when they had a no-hitter going and a team no-hitter in 8 2/3. And then they gave up a hit. And then the very next batter, they got him. But they had Cool in the Gang fireworks afterwards. That made up for it.
Oh, man, that would have been fun. I missed that.
But
so I'll be there tomorrow night, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, well, enjoy that game, man, and
I will.
Let's see how the Indians do the next handful of games, and let's hopefully we're talking positive going into next season.
Absolutely, that sounds like a plan to me, Brent. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you for what you do.
Yes, sir.
And go Tribe, man. Let's finish on a positive note.
That's right. Let's finish strong.
Finish strong.
All right, we'll see
you
y'all
next time, everybody.
Who keeps you cheering year after year? Who's got the ballpark? The best is all right here. Who's got the fans with so much Cleveland pride? Who's talking baseball? Talking Tribe. We're talking baseball.